Hola, cage fighting connoisseurs. This is KidNativeBloodyElbow.com. Joined once again by Eugene S. Robinson, the hottest combo since Kid Rock and Ted Nugent got together to make a brave stand for the Confederate flag. Here.
What did they? This guy hasn't been significant since you had to know that guy's looking like PR opportunity.
You're talking about Kid Rock, the Nuge has been on top of the charts.
Oh, and Donald Trump is ahead of the Republican pack.
Head of the pack, man. The people have spokes.
That's your party, buddy. Hey, Sarah Palin as the VP. That's it.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Screw that. Let's just go to the Nuge and Kid Rock. President, vice president. These guys.
And then who's that football player? Riley. What? I'll climb over the wall and fight every nigga in here. What is that? Riley. What was his name?
That's Secretary of State material.
That's you got that right.
He'll handle the diplomacy.
He'll climb over any wall and he'll fight any Negro he sees. That's our foreign policy.
That's what we need. Real men in office. But we're not here to talk about politics. We're here for the UFC Fight Night Care Don't Care preview. Not one, but two exciting cards to not care about. Tonight's Mir versus Duffee fight card in San Diego, and Saturday afternoons, Bisping versus Leites in Glasgow, Scotland, a town I know is near and dear to your heart. As
Glasgow, I love it. I love the Scottish. Ewan McTeagle, my favorite Scottish poet. Could I borrow a few bob until Monday? Dear
Oh, that's terrible. Anyway, Eugene will be reading from Scrooge McDuck's Christmas Tale later. But let's get right into it. We've got a lot of fights to cover. All
right, crybabies and bedwetters. Do not take this personally. This has less to do with your skills or talents as a fighter or a human being, and much more to do with the marketing heft and weight that the UFC has put behind you. So fight a good fight. Move from the don't care to the care column like Chris Collier Greens has, and you'll have our undying love. But until then, don't come crying to us.
Well said, well said. And let's get right into it. We've got two fights on the UFC Fight Pass card tonight. First up, welterweight Andrew Craig and Lyman Good.
Lyman Good.
One-time Bellator contender. You don't care? Oh my goodness, Scott.
Well, yeah. If you watch Bellator, you know.
Indeed.
You know that. I mean, Lyman Good's an exciting fighter, but I just don't care. Yeah. I mean, if you go on a date and your date's really ugly, do you care? How about this? If you go on a date and your date is uglier than you, do you care?
Is she paying?
See, that's why you are where you are, and I am where I
am. Yeah, I'm
always thinking.
All right. So
what you're saying? You care?
I don't care. No, I'm sorry, Lyman Good. I'm very sorry, but I don't care. Middleweights: Kevin Casey and Ildemar Alcantara.
I care
because of.
I can't. Oh, Nick Cave's son just died.
Isn't that awful? 15 years old, fell off a cliff.
A cliff in Brighton?
In Brighton.
I think this will change his music a little bit, man. That's a fucking.
Like it's going to get more depressing?
Well, it was kind of faux depressing because it's only so depressing you could be when your day amounts to counting cash. Now, where was I?
I mean, he's had some critical successes, but I'm missing the chart hits that he's ever charted. But this is the worst. Our condolences to Nick Cave, because that is the absolute worst thing a parent can go through. Especially to get a kid up to 15, man. I mean, you can see what they're going to become, and just gone. Just devastating. So
yeah, I don't even like thinking about it. Actual fact, but we've been derailed. I'm sorry, Alcantara. I care about.
Yep. All right. I care about Alcantara, sorta. And also, I went to high school with a guy named Kevin Casey, who was completely insane and very entertaining, although I hated him. But that's neither here nor there. So we care about that one.
Casey. What country do you think he came from? Casey.
Kevin Casey?
Uh-huh.
My guess would be that's an Irish last name.
Yeah, Irish. Oh, you see me crab-legging my way into this. It's unavoidable, baby.
The conspiracy cannot be stopped, Eugene. The conspiracy.
Yeah, everybody is so excited.
The good guys won, Eugene. Leave it there. Leave it there.
Everybody, you know what? This is a perfect Eugene Robinson ending. Everybody wins.
Exactly. Everybody wins.
Chad wins. McGregor wins. The UFC wins. There's only one guy who didn't win.
And that was?
That's the true believer who's at home going, wait, is it possible? Wait. What's he saying? What's he saying? How could this be?
Yeah, well, anybody whose opinion is shifted based on listening to your show, Eugene, I got a question. I mean, I saw the fight. It looked like a real fight to me. Quick stoppage, but I don't think anybody was.
It's so funny. Why would the stoppage be so quick?
Well, now that's that. You know, I think
that's why would that guy who I bought the swampland from in Florida? Why would I not be able? Maybe he didn't pay his phone bill this month. That's why I can't get a hold of it. Maybe the Nigerian guy. When's he gonna get me that money from Nigeria? Because he's a.
I paid my deposit. I put the money in the account. It's gone now. Where's my, yeah. Anyway, so let's keep moving. We got 4 fights on the Fox Sports 1 prelim card again. This is tonight on Fox Sports 1. First up, welterweights Igor Araujo versus Sean Strickland.
Say it again.
Igor Araujo versus Sean Strickland.
Don't care.
Me neither. All right, bantamweights Hani Yaya and Masanori Kanehara.
Of course.
Yes, because of Yaya and Kanehara.
You got it. Yep.
You have a pick.
Well, I know that you have this idea of the rising sun rising. So I will pick Yaya.
I see. I'm picking Kanehara because I think Yaya has seen his best days.
Yeah, so. I think you're right, but I just had to get on the opposite side of the action.
You always do. All right, moving right along. Women's bantamweight Jessica Andrade and Sarah Moran.
Of course, I care. I was just talking about Andrade. She's a known associate, so I will pick Jessica. And I think she's actually a friend of Knuckle Up. So I care, and I will pick her.
I got to pick her, too. And I do care. All right, featherweight Sam Cecilia versus Yatsen Meza.
Yep, care.
Yep, and Peter Bagg had a character named Yahtzee Murphy that I always get confused with Yatsen.
Peter Bagg. You had to bring that up, didn't you?
I know. What did he do? He
$42,000.
That figure keeps growing, Eugene.
No, it was $40,000 or $42,000.
It was 40 before. Now it's 42. It's slowly inching it up.
No, it's 40 or 42, depending on how you are. I put $42,000 in his pocket. You know, my ex-stepfather, my mother's second husband. You know, I asked him to review the fight book when it came out, and he was like, "That would be unethical."
What a nobleman! What a nobleman!
I was like, "How much money have I put in your pocket over the money I put in your pocket over the last 20 years?" Way outweighs the amount of money you put into raising me. What does that say to you?
It says, I win, you lose, Eugene.
Yeah. Hey, what are you laughing at?
All right, well, enough of Eugene's grudges and bitterness. Cecilia Meza, do you care?
Yes, I care.
All right,
and I'm going to pick Cecilia.
All right, Sam Cecilia. This time I think we know who he is, and I care as well. All right, now we move on.
But you didn't make a pick.
I got to go with Cecilia as well.
All right.
So now we move on to the 6-fight main card, welterweight Alan Jouban versus Matt Dwyer.
I care.
Because?
Jouban.
Yep. And you have a pick?
Jouban.
Yeah, I got to go. I'm there with you. All right. Now,
you know why Jouban coffee is called Jouban coffee, right?
I have no idea. I didn't even know the thing existed.
Why Uban coffee? Because it originally had been called Cuban, and then Batista was Fulgencio Batista was deposed, and they're like, we can't sell this fucking coffee in America. What are we gonna do? Let's call it Uban instead of Cuban.
Crafty.
For the same reason that there was that famous bar in New York called Balloon. Apparently, there was some law in the books in New York that you couldn't call a place that served the drink a saloon. So they had to just say, fuck it. We had the menus printed up. They just got the B, put the B over the S. Ba-bing.
Bada boom, bada bing. Yep. So we care. We're all picking Jouban. Lightweights Kevin Lee and James Muntazri.
Do not give a shit.
No, don't care either. Sorry, guys. Bantamweights Scott Jorgensen and Manny Gambarian.
I care.
Yes, because
these are two guys I cannot trust. And so it becomes like a Princess Bride thing. Whose lack of trustworthiness is gonna
I think Manny's going to swing that wild overhand right, and his arm's going to pop out of the socket yet again. That's my pick.
All right. Because I'm a Judo Gene LaBelle guy, Vochanchin, all those brutal old catch wrestling guys, and I still miss Carol Parisian. I'm going to go with Gamburian.
I see. I too miss Carol Parisian. One of the saddest downfalls in MMA history, I have to say. All right.
Oh, yeah? Somebody was just, I said, hey, whatever happened to Junie Browning? Dude said, last I heard, he was stabbed in a bar in Thailand.
That was the last we heard from Junie Browning, but unlike Junie Browning, Carol Parisian actually had talent and accomplishments. So
you say that like that means something.
Well, you know, I'm kind of old-fashioned that way, but all right. So if there's a controversial fight, is it always a fix, or just every time you talk about it?
No, it's not. It's not. I mean, you got me wrong on this. You know, fix implies a Simon Legree-esque character who's twirling his mustache and, you know, saying, you're not going to make it to the parking lot, buddy, unless you make, you know, Pulp Fiction style. Hey, Butch. Nah, pride hurts. Nah, this one, everybody wins. Chad Mendes is sitting at home whistling while he works as he counts the hundreds and he stacks them up.
What about the broken thumb he got smashing McGregor in the face?
What's that?
What about the broken thumb he got smashing McGregor in the face?
Oh, yeah. That slows his count. So probably he had to spend $60 on a cash counting machine.
I see. I honestly think McGregor won fair and square. I think
that's because you're a moron.
Well, some would say it's because I'm a responsible journalist and I don't call conspiracy until there's some real evidence.
And then it's too late. I think it should be noted that Kid Nate is a Texas native, and if you were to believe Glenn Danzig, Texas is the reason that the president's dead.
Well, you know, I can't answer for crimes committed before my birth.
What was Woody Harrelson's dad doing? Why was he one of the 3 hobos up by the train yard behind the grassy knoll? Why?
You know, I don't know. I've told you.
You know, he was in jail for murder of a federal judge later. How's that a hobo happened to be murdering federal judges?
For money, no less.
Oh, yeah.
No less. But, you know, I like the Bill James theory of the Kennedy assassination best myself. I've told you this before. Do you remember?
No.
No, because you never listen to what I say, James. It hurts me deeply. It hurts me deeply. Because the theory James advances is that Oswald fired and missed, and the caravan screeched to a halt. A Secret Serviceman jumped out of the limo behind him, discharged his M16 by accident, and blew the president's head off. And that's
the most bullshitty theory I've ever heard.
I don't know. It rang true to me.
That's worse than the one on the official record, man.
Well, I mean, it definitely would be a tragic fiasco, and they covered it up just because. I mean, you can't let people think that, oh, whoops, we accidentally shot the president. Sorry, guys.
Well, you know what? There was an interesting. I was talking to this organized crime undercover investigator, and he said he was talking about his contempt for the feds, and he goes, "The feds will go to any length possible to conceal malfeasance in their ranks, and they've done it since the time of Hoover. They will not be caught out." He goes, whereas local police forces stumble over themselves to throw one of their guys under the bus just to show the public, look, we're doing something. We're doing something.
Bullshit. How many times did cops?
Oh, I see.
And every guy there just covers for him. I mean, come on. Like the guy in South Carolina just shot the dude in the back. His buddies just totally were like, oh, good work, officer.
Well, yeah, that's before IA gets involved.
That has not been, I don't know. You talk to one guy and you come away with these fantasies.
No, I got a guy who's a cop here. And he's got a gun on me now. So I see.
I
got to the party line.
I see. So we're split on Jorgensen Gamburian. I'm picking Jorgensen. You're picking Gamburian, but we're both picking the loser to find a way to lose more than the winner wins.
We always knew whoever loses. We always knew they would lose, but never quite so spectacularly.
Yes. And how about Maximo Blanco? Were you thrilled with his performance this weekend? I mean, did he live up to the?
Did he live down?
I mean, quick stoppage and then calls out Conor McGregor and missed weight, so a trifecta. Not quite as good as the time, I think it was against Marcus Brimage that they had the completely awful fiasco-filled fight and then got into the handstand contest after the
That's right. Well, also this was the festival of saliva too. I enjoyed this from Lawler to who was the other cat?
Cal Magalhaes spitting on
Yeah,
our colleague
yeah.
Josh the Man. That was bullshit. After Josh totally whipped his ass and deconstructed him too.
Yeah, it's not quite as sexy as when it's done from the loser's corner, but it's pretty. That's a solid. I mean, because that was my methodology. I gave a self-defense class once, and I go, your number one weapon, spit in somebody's face. And I can see the whole class got to go, what? I go, look, this gives you spit in 100 faces 100 times in a row, you will get this reaction. Back, and in that second, you flee.
I see. What if you're on a subway car?
You need to wait till those doors open.
I see. Did you hear about the murder in D.C. where that was horrific, man. I've been on that subway car many a time with my baby in his stroller, and I don't know what I would have done in that situation. Somewhere.
Well, this is why people always make fun of me for why Eugene? Why are you always armed? Don't you realize that we live in a civilized society and we have methodology, we have means, we have the police protect us, and my attitude is I protect us. I am Batman. I'd have shot that guy in 2 seconds.
That was one of the few situations where I would have, where I think concealed carry would be appropriate, but the odds are so bad on handgun ownership. I mean,
yeah, I know the odds, but I'm not a big. I'm the guy who's worried about the plane crashing, so I'm not a big believer in the odds. So, but hold on, what was there a reason this guy got beaten, stabbed the other guy?
The other guy, allegedly, the perpetrator tugged at his cell phone, which was displayed on a belt thing. So, always bury your cell phone in your fucking pocket. And they got into a scuffle over the cell phone. So
the guy was trying to steal a cell phone.
Guy was trying to steal a cell phone. Victim resisted. He beat him down, then pulled out a knife, stabbed him 30 to 40 times in front of the whole subway car. And there were 10 people on the car. Apparently, they were all women and old men from the account.
Hey, man. Hey, you know what?
Well, I'm just saying this were the people they interviewed. I'm not saying.
Yeah. No, and if I see a guy, I mean, think about this. I'm not talking about lifelong martial artists. I'm talking about the average person. If you see somebody pull out a knife and say, all right, I am going to stab this individual, you're not doing shit. It's pretty clear that the math right there. I could stab one guy, I could stab 2 guys. I'm not doing anything. Don't give these people a hard time.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that the people in the article were women and elderly men. That's
it's a bystander effect bullshit. Nothing.
Yeah. I don't think I would have done anything except maybe piss myself, but and throw cash at the guy. I mean, what do you do? It depends what you got and what the circumstances were and what he was doing. If he was coming for my kid, then it's life or death situation. But I don't know. It's a horrible fucking nightmare. Anyway. Now, speaking of horrible fucking nightmares, we've got women's bantamweight Holly Holm and Marion Renault.
Yeah, I care.
I care too because there's so much hype behind Holly Holm. She was
the hype train. The hype train has ended on Holm. If you saw her, it shouldn't be. It was overblown to begin with, and her last few outings, it's like meh. So
she's a boxer with no power in MMA.
Yeah, I'm interested, but mostly to see what fabulous way she'll find to lose.
I'm gonna pick Marion Renault.
Yeah, me too.
Not jumping on my wagon, Eugene.
Come on, 1 second afterwards.
For the stake of disagreeing. Huh?
What's that? Oh, I'm writing down the name so I don't forget. What?
I see. What happened to your policy of disagreeing with me just to disagree?
I never had that policy.
Just earlier in the show, you did.
Oh, you were so slow. I just did it. See? You said, what happened to that policy? And I denied I had. Man, I got to explain all the jokes to you, right?
You do. You do have to explain all the jokes because that's how I step on your jokes. All right. So we're both picking Renault. And that moves us up to your pal and mine, lightweight Josh Confederate Flag Thompson and Tony Ferguson. Actually, that's unfair to Thompson. He has not commented on the Confederate flag controversy to my knowledge, but he is very against gay marriage. So
he did say, he said, is it like bestiality? And when people flipped out, he was like, I'm just asking a question.
Just raising the debate.
I'm just, I mean, did the Nazis have a point? I'm just asking a question.
Did you hear about the old man who flew across state lines to meet up with some horse because he wanted to soak his shirts in horse piss? for erotic purposes and got arrested for bestiality?
You know what? If a guy wants to soak his shirt in horse piss, he didn't have to leave the state to do that. I'm sure there's plenty in-state horses who would gladly have pissed on the guy's shirt.
You would think. You would think. My favorite part was they published some of the online chat he had with the undercover officers, and he at one point goes, "Are you really a horse?"
You know what? You know, that reminds me of the time that I was gonna hit it big, and I was gonna sell a video of an actual image of Jesus Christ, and I got 25 million ad impressions.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I advertise in the National Enquirer. This is how I know they do some sort of due diligence. And they're like, you got to send us a copy of this. And I go, yeah, I'll send you a copy for $20. And they're like, no, you need to send us a copy for free. I said, I'm not going to send you a copy for free. You got to pay like everybody else. So they go, we're concerned that the price point is too high. I go, how much would you pay for a video of an actual image of Jesus Christ? They go, $12. No, they said $10. I go 15. They go 12. I go, deal. So they changed the price to $12.
So
and
you
I got
videoed a painting of Jesus.
Yes.
Yes.
And I sold it as a meditative aid.
I see. And what did the National Enquirer say?
They were fine taking my ad money, you know.
So they saw the video and were like, okay, cool. This is
No, I never sent it to them. They never. That's why we had to lower the price to $12. My original price point was $20.
I see. So they were like, we're fine with you ripping off our readers, but just not too much. Yeah.
People will complain about $20. They won't complain about 12.
Well, that's a classic. That's a variation on the old, what was it? The custom engraved portrait of a U.S. president made by the U.S. Treasury, finest artist in America, only $10, blah, blah, blah. And then it's a stamp. Yeah.
How come I never? That's good.
The video of the picture of Jesus, though, that's
pretty good, stuff. Man. That's me. Cool. That's me. Think tank level, like Eugene Robinson stuff. You know.
How much money did you clear on this little hijink?
Let's not talk about that right now.
I see. Did you end up in the hole on this?
I did not.
You came out ahead. Well.
3
customers. Really, millions of people saw it, and only 3 paid up.
That's a return that's for direct mail. That's a very bad return.
Are you sure you didn't lose money on that if you bought an ad?
No, because it was a point of sale. I got an order, made a dub.
I see, but I mean, what about taking out the ad?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I probably lost money.
Feeble. And also, I got to say, we've got some disappointed fans. You haven't mentioned Nazis yet. And
I just did.
When?
I just did.
When?
Like 10 minutes ago.
No.
Where I said, that's like saying the Nazis had a good point. You remember when I said that about 10 minutes ago?
Maybe. But back to Josh Thompson and Tony Ferguson. Do we care?
Yeah, I care.
Is it just a spite care, or do you care about Ferguson as well?
No, I care about Ferguson as well.
Yeah, he's a mean, vicious guy with a hot win streak going on.
And you know, and Josh has been. I mean, Josh has been nothing but polite with me in person, even though we've gotten into heated Facebook things. You know, it's always nice to me. So.
Well, so are you going to invite him to your gay wedding?
If I get around to having a gay wedding, he will be my best man.
Eugene. It's just like Obamacare. You got to get in. You got to get in.
But have you ever thought about why the Republican Party is like so insane about gay marriage, or about homosexuality? Well, because it's a party of repression, right? So
I think any Baptist preacher will tell you there's no hotter man sex than state park restroom at midnight with some trucker you're never going to see again, but there for a few minutes.
And what about the guy, the Florida senator or congressman who got caught going into the men's room and filleting African-American men? And
I could Donna Shalala, but I'm not. So go ahead.
And his defense was that he was frightened.
I think it's a fear of flight or fellatio kind of response.
And then they said, you went back 2 or 3 times. He's like, yeah, and I was frightened each of those times. I was so frightened, I just had to, you know, I had to suffer, my life depended on it.
Oh, well, see that.
You're now frozen, so it's all me. You move too much, man. Yeah, god damn it. Hey, man, where are you? Okay, now I'm gonna text Nate because he disappeared. He got too excited, and I'm gonna call him, and so you can hear him. Here's this Kid Nate on the phone. See, I have him in as Kid Nate. There you are. You're back.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened. My screen just went white.
Yeah, you moved too much. You got too excited about the whole gay marriage thing, and then the things.
Well, I was about to say these Republicans are fighting to protect their way of life and the thrill and excitement of the good old forbidden, closeted, illicit sex act.
Right. Well, also, it's like they have to believe that it is a choice because they are choosing to not act on their impulses.
I actually kind of agree with them on it's a choice though on the behavior thing. I think people fuck anything that moves. Like I don't under the right circumstances. If you're in prison or on a desert island or
okay, all right, you should probably stop talking now.
I mean, just give me a break.
Hey, man, it's like you
were never in juvie. Come on.
If a sheep is there and you're there and the music and the light is right, you're liable to do anything.
The trail ride is long enough. Those cowboys start to, the cowboy songs, the beans. You just get caught up in a moment.
Hey, did you ever see Brokeback Mountain? Have you ever seen that?
I never did actually see it. I heard about it though.
I never saw it either. What do you think it says about us that we haven't seen that movie?
Closet case homophobes. That's what we're afraid, Eugene. We're afraid.
You see us sitting in the movie theater, like looking around. The fuck? What are you fucking looking at? Hey, I'm not here because I'm gay, okay?
Yeah, I love dramas. I love romantic dramas.
I love romantic
I'm a big
dramas with dudes.
Okay? I'm a big Randy Quaid fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gay, but I got to say, if you're going from Heath Ledger to Randy Quaid, times are hard, man.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what happens. That's the plot arc of the movie, I think.
Gyllenhaal or something.
Whatever. But anyway, the guy that's with Heath Ledger, they apparently do quit each other, even though that I can't.
Okay, all right.
And then he ends up with Randy Quaid.
Thank you, Roger Ebert. That's
all right. So you have a pick between Thompson and Ferguson.
Yeah, I'm picking Ferguson.
Yeah, me too. He's going to be pissed out of it.
I mean, even though Josh is a friend of Knuckle Up, man, he's a small guy on a team of big guys, and those guys roll hard, and he's always injured, and it's like,
he's like the run of the litter. The sow has rolled over him in the pen many a time.
Yeah,
and I think at his peak, he would have schooled Ferguson, but his peak was a time ago.
Yeah, he was very close in his last match with Giblert Melendez. So
yeah, but he beat Giblert one time. So I mean, but and not to disparage Ferguson, I think he's excellent wrestle boxer and very tough cat who's showing a little bit of jiu-jitsu skills now when he batters someone into unconsciousness. So we can't.
I mean, Josh is really good. Don't make no mistake, but it's the intangibles that sort of make the difference.
And the knees.
Yeah.
Nothing intangible about shot knees. All right, and speaking of shot, we've got heavyweights Frank Mir and Todd Duffee.
Yeah. I care, and I'm going with Frank Mir.
You're going with Frank Mir over the young lion, Todd Duffee. Of course.
I'm not seeing a skill set on Duffee that's enough to. I mean, he's got a chance he could punch him out, but he's got a lot to fear on the ground from Mir. That shit doesn't go away.
No, but can Mir get him down?
I don't think Mir has to get him down. I think Mir has to be gotten down.
I see, but then what's the relevance of Mir's skill set?
Jiu-jitsu is good from your back as well, man.
I see, but Duffy's not going to take Mir down.
I would say that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to attempt to ground and pound.
Nah, he's going to slap around standing up.
That's because you think he's smarter than he is.
I don't know how smart I think Todd Duffee is.
That's exactly my point.
Let's see. All right, so you're picking Mir, I'm picking Duffee. We'll find
what?
Nice.
All right. Let me write this down.
Yeah. And not that I have an enormous amount of faith or enthusiasm for Todd Duffee, and I'm very curious to see how skinny he comes in with the new drug test environment. As he was a known TRT user. Not saying he broke the rules, just saying he had a TRT exemption, which was always a head scratcher for a guy that young and that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, moving on to Glasgow, the garden spot of Scotland. Anybody who's read or seen the movie Trainspotting knows this is a fine kind of town.
I love it, man. I love Glasgow.
How many times you been there?
4.
Any rowdy scenes? Anybody had a pint glass smashed in their face at any Oxford?
Yeah, but if I say anything, I'm going to get Donna Shalala.
No, tell the story. It's a no Donna Shalala day.
All right. The one where I almost get to the fight in the vegetarian restaurant.
Tell it.
Vegetarian restaurant. Look, the average life expectancy in Glasgow is like 55 fucking years old. That means if you see a guy who's 56 years old, that guy's like Yoda. What are your secrets, Sensei? You know, it's like bad food, smoking, alcoholism, and the big one, street fights. You know, and the number one way to conclude a street fight in Glasgow, knifing. So I'm in this vegetarian restaurant, and I'm sitting there. You know, I'm not there because I'm a vegetarian. It's close to the club. I mean, I'm a pescatarian, but it's close to the club. And I see our lifelong vegetarian tour manager, the mildest guy in the world, the Swissman, Manuel Liebskin, related to Daniel Liebskin, by the way, you know, looking at some guy, he's just idly munching on his vegetables, looking at some guy, and the guy's mad dogging him. So then I start mad dogging the guy, and the guy doesn't see me. So I have to like lean into his eye, you know, line. And then he sees me and he switches from our guy to me. And then he's like, after like about 10 seconds of constant staring, he's like, how you doing?
Is this a tiny little Scotsman? Is the Glaswegian?
He's sitting down. He's thick. You know, I wouldn't say tiny. You know, he's a thick guy. He looked like a guy who hangs out in pubs. And so he's like, how you doing? And I go, fine. How are you? He goes, just fine. I go, glad to hear it. And if you weren't listening, it sounded like the most normal conversation in the world, but it had the air of bellicosity that really changed things. And he goes, you having a good day? I said, I am so far. What about you? You know, he goes, I am too. And I go, glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. And then we like about 10 more seconds of looking. And he goes, well, enjoy your meal. I go, I'm going to try. You too. And then we both kind of go back to our vegetables. It's like, man, guy's about to get stabbed up over some fucking celery, you know? I mean me. Not him, bro.
The Germans have a whole word to describe Glaswegian that means poison dwarf. Giftsberg.
Well, you know, the problem with Glasgow is that undertones. They speak English with undertones. Where I had
an Irish band. What are you babbling about?
No, I'm talking about the way of speaking, of articulating the language. Now, I was recording with this band Black Sun, and I came out of the vocal booth, so it's really limited what the engineer's gonna be talking to me about. You know, he's probably saying, based on my experience, he's probably saying something like, did you like that take? Should we do another take? Did that sound okay to you? It was probably 3 of those things. He said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I just decided at a certain point, I'm going to keep asking until I can figure. 12 times later, somebody had to intercede and say, do you want to do it again?
Well, good thing you didn't, the vegetable guy wasn't mumbling.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Anyway, so Glasgow, scary place, little people, dangerous. That's
Yep.
All right, so it's on Fox Sports 1 Saturday afternoon in North America. In England, it's evening time. It'll be on BT Sports. But a preliminary card on Fight Pass, 2 fights, starting with heavyweights Daniel Omelianczuk versus Chris De La Rocca.
I don't care.
I don't either. There was some hype around Omelianczuk the first time, and he sucked. So I've written him off. All right, bantamweights Marcus Brimage and Jimmy Rivera.
I care
because Brimage is a gikta.
Yep. You know what? In a certain way, I love these giktas more than the giks and the giktas. I love more than just normal guys. You know, because it's like, man, it's almost like having a teenager, which you'll discover soon. Like, I always knew my kid might total a car, but 2 cars? I did not see that coming.
2 cars, really?
Well, totaled one, and then the mother let her drive the second one, and immediately smashed it in the accident.
Both.
So totaled one, smashed the other one within a week of driving it.
Ooh, both her fault?
Yes.
Kids really shouldn't be driving. That's my takeaway.
You know what? I've had one baseball glove my whole life. You know why?
Because I don't know. You left it in your mom's closet.
No, because I bought one and went outfield fly, ran down a hill to grab the ball, dropped the glove on the top of the hill, came back, and some greasers had stolen it. And when I say greasers, I use greasers in the way that it was used in Maryland in the 1970s, by which I meant kids whose fathers worked on cars.
I see. Not any kind of ethnic disparagement.
Correct.
I see. Correct. Where I come from, greaser meant guys with greasy hair.
Yeah, same. Or dirt heads, or
and I forgot also Hispanics. But no.
Yeah, it's because you came from Texas, Jay.
Yeah. So anyway, but there were white guys we called greasers, and but they all mostly became stoners by the time I was.
By the time, that's typically the career path.
Yes. Well, it happened in the 70s. The greasy guys grew their hair out or took the grease out of their hair. Anyway, so we don't care about. We care about Brimage Rivera because Brimage is a Gicta, so we're picking Rivera. Is that
yes? Correct.
I don't even think I could do it. That's the thing. But I don't trust Brimage. But he should win this fight by all reasonable standards. All right.
Yeah, I know.
But that is how little you trust him. Because
I know. How about this? Because I'm a gamer, I'm gonna pick Brimage.
Ooh, that's bold.
I'm writing it down.
But see, I'm picking Brimage too.
Oh, did you? I didn't.
Yes.
All right. Okay, well, we're both idiots then.
All right. So featherweights: Robert Whiteford and Paul Redmond. This is on the preliminary Fox Sports 1 card.
Don't give a crap.
No, I don't either. These are Brits. That's a lot of Brits in the cage there. Lightweights: Michael LeBeau versus Teemu Packalén
from Finland.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't either. The Finns screwed Greece, so screw Finland.
No, they've got that great Finnish fighter. The guy. Yep, I love that guy. But
I like him, but I'm mad at the Finns. That's what I'm trying to say.
The Finns were great, man.
I know, but I'm mad at them for fucking Greece.
How'd they fuck Greece?
They were right there with Germany on the whole, no, you're going to eat shit and you're going to owe us money for the shit. That was the.
Oh, man, I mean, this is the path for the Golden Dawn because everybody wants to see fascism come back.
Well, that's what they're doing.
I can't see that.
Yeah, it's obviously that's the case. And after Syriza has pissed themselves so badly.
Well, also, you know what? We've all seen Zorba the Greek. You can't. Come on. Anthony Quinn is.
Nobody watching the show has seen Zorba the Greek. I guarantee.
You should see it. It's a great movie.
Is it? Is it really a great movie?
Yeah, it is. Actually, right now I'm in the middle of A Touch of Evil again.
Fantastic. Now that's a great movie, but Zorba the Greek I think is like a good movie.
No, so you're right. It's a good movie. It was great.
If you're gonna watch
Anthony Quinn.
Yeah.
Huh?
If you're going to watch a movie with your grandma, Zorba the Greek would be fine.
Yeah.
But if you're not watching a movie with your grandma, why would you pick Zorba the Greek? That's,
Dimmy.
Many entertainment choices.
Dimmy, why do you leave me, Dimmy? That's my exorcist call back. Thank you very much.
All right, so so there's a Finn in the fight, so you care?
I don't care.
You don't care, but you're noting that he's a Finn. Okay, so now we've got Leites.
I went out with one Finnish woman.
And how'd it go? Was she cold and suicidal?
No, but it was great.
Have a great cell phone?
So we go to see Esmeralda, who was kind of like the LA version of Kate Bush. Don't ask.
Which was not something that was needed. FYI.
No. And the dance, the audience was like, there were like 12 people in the audience. And Esmeralda comes out on stage looking like Morticia Adams, but with blonde hair. And she starts playing this kind of synthy, ethereal stuff. And this woman says to me, her name is Mina, says to me, "Come on." I go, "Come on, where?" She goes, "Let's dance." And I look around at 12 people in the club and a completely empty dance floor and Esmeralda on stage. And I was like, I think I'd like to watch the show for a little bit. She goes, "Well, I am going to dance. I am Mina and I will dance." I go, "Well, baby, I'd love to see you dance. You go ahead." And so she gets on the dance floor and starts doing this wild fucking Watusi, you know? And people in the audience look at her, look at me. Esmeralda on stage looks at her, looks at me, and I do the same thing. Anytime they look, I'm like.
So, was that your only date?
Huh?
Was that the only date with Mina?
No. I went out with Mina several times.
I see. Well,
I must have been about 21, 22. She picked me up in a movie theater.
Picked you up in a movie theater. What was the movie?
Good for you to ask. Beat Street.
Beat Street. Wow.
That break dance movie that I couldn't find anybody else to see. So I said, fuck you guys, I'm going alone. I go alone, get picked up by this Finnish chick. So,
was she older than you or younger than you?
She thought she was older than me. She thought I was like 15 until I stood up. And then she was like, oh, shit, she's a man. No, we were the same age.
I see. And so she was hitting on a 15-year-old kid at
yeah, you know what? I tried to bury that when I thought about it.
I see. I just like.
No, she said she thought I was a 15-year-old kid, and she thought how cute that he's sitting here watching the credits, and she just thought, you know. But then when I stood up, she was like, "Oh, he's a man."
I see. So she came up and talked to you.
Correct.
Anyway, I'm not going to speculate on Mina's motivations to go into the hip hop movie and hitting on teenagers, but
don't hate. Don't hate.
Hey, man, come to America and have the full experience. That's anyway. All right, so light heavyweight Ilir Latifi versus Hans Stringer.
Yes.
Yes, we care because we are invested. It's Latifi time, baby.
It's Latifi time.
So I think he can win this one too.
You'd be surprised.
Well, I don't think Stringer has the power. I think Latifi can dick around any way he wants to.
I think this is a gimme for Latifi. So.
Yeah. So, well, all right. So now flyweights, Patrick Holohan and Von Lee. Holohan somehow inexplicably has become sort of a archetype of a certain type of fighter for Conor Rubish on the vivisections.
You know what? I mean,
give me a meme for Conor. I think Conor deserves a meme. Just work on it. I'm no pressure.
Let me work on it. Let me work on it. Because the thing about the memes, it's really special. And the one we were at Dallas is that it just made you uncomfortable. So exactly. it was funny because I set the setup. It was like you're like, oh God, I don't know what he's gonna say now. So it was like really uncomfortable. But kind of, I mean, what's the likelihood that I could do the hat trick and get 3 in a row that would make you uncomfortable?
I don't know. You make me uncomfortable all the time.
Wow. You know, you and everybody else.
I mean, until I got used to you calling fix on every big fight.
Not every big fight.
Every vaguely controversial big fight. How about that?
You just filled it in yourself. For every vaguely controversial fight, you found a vague controversy. Thank you, sir. Let's spell syllogism.
Indeed. All right. So what?
Tautology.
Holohan versus Lee. So we've got Von Lee, to me, the archetypal guy who can do submissions and nothing else, against Holohan, who's an archetype of something, and yet, despite doing many a vivisection with Conor and Zane, I haven't figured out what he's an archetype for. But they're constantly talking about fighters I can't remember and saying, he's a lot like Patrick Holohan. Oh, yeah. And I'm like, who's Patrick Holohan? Well, this is Patrick Holohan. So, do we care?
Well...
And they say he's like a flyweight Cathal Pendred, which I do know what he stands for, and that is boring fights.
Yeah, but now you talk too long, and I lost my train of thought. I care.
Come on,
I care. I care.
All right.
You know why I care? I remember my chair. You know why I care? And I'm shocked that you missed this. Bismarcky. Every time his name comes up, we make the Bismarcky connection. Because Bismarcky had a cousin named Von Lee.
Yep. It's true.
So it was like, oh, nice to see him bounce back since the just a friend days. The bada bing, bada bung is a joke, and so we care.
Yeah, I see. All right, that was a dark trail. Bismarcky. Gilbert O'Sullivan. Fuck that
guy. It's spring again.
Yeah, I was excited to see
the Amy Winehouse documentary last night.
I just missed it. We have a date night Friday, and it's already gone. I've never heard her music. but the documentary looked good, and I liked the one they did about the Brazilian race car driver. How was it?
Sienna. It was a good. It was a. I would have preferred more on her
color.
What's that?
Sienna's a color. It was Senna.
It's spelled S-I-E-N-A.
No, it was spelled S-E-N-N-A. The race car driver.
Really? Look it up.
I am. Yeah, Senna, race car driver, not Sienna. Sienna.
How do you spell it?
S-E-N-N-A. Ayrton Senna. A-Y-R-T-O-N-S-E-N-N-A. Space between the N and the S. Capital S. So there you go.
Yeah, I don't.
Right, so
I still don't believe. I'm sorry. I will not accept that as an.
You're like my wife. She never believes anything I say. We went to the doctor and we're describing our baby's symptoms, and I say something I had seen, and she goes, "I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I didn't never see that happen." And it's like, look, I did. What am I, like, not a credible witness here? Like,
did you get like the full blown argument in the waiting room? So I'm just making it up, huh? I guess you're battle axe.
I certainly didn't go there, but
you don't. So you mean you don't call your wife a battle axe?
No.
And you don't go bang zoom straight to the moon.
I definitely don't do that. She's a badge carrying DA, with the
gun toting
sidearm and everything. So yeah, I do sometimes say, "Pull your badge out, honey." So but she never has. But someday somebody's going to cross the line right in front of us, and I'm going to say, she'll probably badge him without needing me to. Anyway, but
the key is to have a code name for your gun as a couple, so that you can tell the other person to go get the gun without saying "go get the gun."
Did you hear about the CNN?
Fucking right.
What was her name? Do you remember her name? We got to remember the name.
Yeah.
Anyway, CNN, longtime on-camera personality. They were in a motel in New Mexico, which is already Shadyville. They're robbed at gunpoint. She hands her purse to her husband and says, "I think there's something in here." She's like, "Let me go get my purse," and then somehow hands it to her husband, and it's got her concealed handgun in it, and he shot the guy. What kind of robber lets a husband and wife couple pass a fucking purse around? Like,
but it's kind of a natural thing, honey, could you get here? I mean, it's clear to me that the robber probably was living with someone or married, because it's such a natural thing. Like, pay the valet, honey, here's my, but it's really like a really comfortable two-step. I would,
my wife always gives me the cash before we go into the store, so then I can pay as if I'm allowed to carry.
So that you mean all that bloody elbow money that you're socking away is not enough for you to buy clothespins?
Anything, yeah. So like our recent vacation, she put it all on her card, and that meant everywhere we went, she had to. Sometimes we tried me handing the card over, but then she'd have to sign. So it was just, I don't care. She's the one that cares. But anyway.
That's the problem, buddy.
Yeah, it's a pretty, yeah. Anyway.
That's the explanation you get when you find somebody else sitting in your chair.
Is what? Come on.
It's like that great scene from Clockwork Orange. Where are all me personal things? And Joe is sitting there on the couch.
Oh, that Joe. That was a creepy performance by the guy who played the child criminal justice officer, or whatever his role was.
Yeah, PR Deltoid. Yes, it's been nasty business, the Alex. Yes.
Yeah. All right, so we got to keep moving. Do you have a pick in the Hall of Hand, Lee? And do you care? You never even said if you care.
No, I don't give a shit.
I don't care either. All right, so now we're moving on to the main card. This is the big time. 6 fights, Fox Sports 1, Saturday afternoon. Lightweight, Stephen Ray and Leonardo Mafra. Yeah, nobody cares. All right, welterweight, Leon Edwards and Pavel Pavlik.
Yes, I care.
Because?
Both of them, Edwards and Pavlik.
All right, I care. I care as well, but only about Edwards.
Yeah, okay. So you're picking Edwards.
Oh, yeah, this should be
yeah, me too. So
yeah. Pavlik doesn't have the sense not to box with Edwards, and it's not a hard puzzle to solve how to fight Edwards, and boxing with him is not the way to do it. All right.
Yeah, my kid, they all do MMA and jiu-jitsu and stuff, and she came back home crying the other day. Not actually full crying, But she goes, I'm terrible. I go, kid, you've been winning awards for fighting forever. What do you mean you're terrible? She goes, I was sparring. I was terrible. I go, well, she goes, I wasn't kickboxing. I wasn't doing MMA. I was doing straight up boxing. And I go, that's a different animal. It's a different animal. You
Tricky
know?
stuff, boxing.
Yep.
He used to kicking and takedowns.
Yep. Pure boxing, simple target zone, you know.
Yep. Head movement. That's the whole secret. But
All right.
head movement is also. Did you see the Brad Pickett Thomas Almeida fight? Of course you did.
Yep.
And Pickett, the head movement, boxing the piss out of him. Second round, he head movements right into a flying knee. That's the thing about head movement and a Muay Thai guy, and that's why Muay Thai guys don't move their heads all over the fucking place. Because they're prepared for kicks. Anyway.
Somebody at Ozzy's doing a piece on Muay Thai, and they asked me for some help.
You're letting somebody else at Ozzy cover Muay Thai?
You know what? That went through my head, and then I was like, I can't do it all. I'm going to be
the bigger man.
Yeah. Well, I don't have to sit on. I mean, they're 40 articles behind on my output. So, what?
So do you keep churning stuff out just to sit in the?
Until somebody says you don't have to write 6 articles a week, I'm writing 6 articles a week.
I see, man. The publication schedule there. I don't know. It's a very different game than how we work at Bloody Elbow. We don't sit on anybody's stuff. We crank it out.
Well, but we got people. So,
yeah. Anyway, so Edwards, Pavlik, we're both picking Edwards. Women's strawweight, Joanne Calderwood and Courtney Casey Sanchez.
I care.
Because of Calderwood?
Yeah, because of Calderwood.
And you're picking?
And I'm picking Calderwood.
Yeah, me too. And I care. All right, lightweights, Joseph Duffee and Ivan George.
Don't give a fuck.
Nah, I don't care either. Duffee is enormously heavily favored, though, so there's a little bit of hype, but I'm not on board. So keep an eye out. And speaking of hype, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. How about that? Hook kicks, wheel kicks.
Is
that pretty or what?
Yeah.
I think karate is the shit.
Yeah, I want to develop a list of people. Somebody was big on Yair Rodriguez too. I want to develop we should develop an all pro. No, I need a name for it. Like really,
the kick squad.
Not so much the kick squad, but guys who who inside the fence guys who have enough juice to be exciting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, Conor McGregor is special not because of necessarily what he's doing in the fucking cage, but he's a personality, right? But he's got
a karate-based style too.
Yeah, he does, but so does Gunnar, and Gunnar's not getting the same juice, So,
Gunnar's getting a little bit more juice after his performance last week.
Yes, but he's not, they're not doing 20-minute commercials with Gunnar.
Well, that's because Gunnar has zero personality.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what, look,
okay.
You know what?
You got me. No.
Listen, Chris Weidman came out and said, all right, I'm going to fight light heavy. This is just 185 is just a stepping stone for, I'm going to step into light heavy and nobody cares.
He's trying though, Eugene. He's
trying. He's working it. If Conor McGregor could go like, today, I want people of America to know I have shaved my testicles. And people are going to go, shit, he's shaving his testicles.
Hey, because it's risky. You could cut yourself badly doing that kind of thing,
Tell me. That's every day for me. If I could invent something that you could do it, I'd be a millionaire.
I see.
How about 25 million ad impressions for testicle shave?
That's a machine you don't want to see invented, man. Could you see like some kind of grindy thing with teeth that pulls flesh into it?
You could take it's like a golf ball cleaner, right?
Yeah. Anyway, all right, moving along.
What? Hey, I'm enjoying this testicle thing.
Have that.
Yeah.
All you want. All right.
I'm not a Florida government official, so.
That's right. All right. Lightweights: Ross Pearson and Evan Dunham.
Yes, I care.
Yes, me too. And do you have a pick?
Pearson.
Is Dunham a Gikta?
I think so.
Yes. Pearson's not quite. Pearson you can count on. He'll beat the guys he's supposed to beat, and he'll get his ass whipped by the guys that he's not supposed to beat. That's
right.
So we can count on Pearson. So you're picking Pearson.
I'm picking Pearson.
Yeah.
I wrote it down, man. I wrote it down.
I might even pick Dunham in this one. Yeah, I just think stylistically.
Okay, all right. Well, if you feel strong enough about it, write it down.
Yeah. See this? This is my pad. See what's written there? Nothing.
Yeah. Nah, it's like I got a friend into the UFC. He's gonna be a journalist, and I looked down at his little scratch pad halfway through the fight, and he's written 2 words: monkey punch.
Monkey punch. Now that's a novel.
I go, man, is that reporting? What the fuck are you doing? You know? Yeah, that's it. You know?
Oh, that's how the pros do it. Monkey punch.
Monkey punch.
Monkey punch. Yeah. All right. So, main event, middleweight, Michael Bisping and Leites.
Yes, I care.
And
man
up, Eugene.
Leites is
put those shaved testicles to work.
Can't get that out of your head now, can you?
I
can't. I still can't.
I was once in a band called Tom Byron's Leathery Nutsack.
Yeah, I don't need to know that. Yeah. You know what I wrote down on this piece of paper?
What was that?
Can you read my little chicken scratch?
Leites. Bold.
I just can't. I still can't. I can't. The Bisping thing, I just can't.
Especially now that he's got one eye. And you can tell, like, his eye is just...
No, I didn't even think about that. That's a reason to choose him, but, you know...
I mean, if you're into sympathy fight picks.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you're right. That's right.
Bug's game.
Yep. Nah, I you know, I don't know.
And what do you think about Fedor coming back? Bloody Elbow broke the news yesterday.
I don't think I'm alone in saying that I would guess that your first reaction was...
My first reaction?
When you heard that, wasn't it your first reaction?
No, my first reaction was traffic, Bloody Elbow exclusive. That was my first reaction. My second reaction was Fedor versus Kimbo. Book it, baby.
Oh, man. No, my first reaction was
Malcolm McLaren of MMA. What can I say?
Well, he said something that was interesting. He goes, "This was about the amount of time I needed to really heal up," and that I liked. You know, that I liked. So I mean, yeah, any schedule for an older fighter that involves 4 fights, 3 fights a year plus training for those 3 fights. You know, that's 4 months of training for each fight. Okay.
Plus his little brother's legal troubles. Now that Alexander is safely packed off to prison.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going for him, a Russian prison.
I think Alex is pretty comfortable there. He's covered in Russian prison tattoos. He's 6'6" and he's a former professional fighter. I mean, I'm sure there's hazards to navigate, but I think Alex is prepared to navigate those hazards.
You mean he's not afraid?
I don't think Alexander Emelianenko is afraid.
I was so afraid I had to fillet my cellmate.
No, I think he might be afraid if he gets too drunk, he won't be able to count all the receipts and make his payoffs in time. But I don't.
Hey, that reminds me of my favorite scene in Bad Lieutenant.
Just one? Yeah. How can you pick just one?
Hey, cop! The last scene.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not going to be spoiler alert. I'm not going to do it.
You know, most of our audience was barely born when that movie came out.
Oh, stop it.
It's true.
How do you know? What do the analytics say?
The analytics say they're young, Eugene, and
really
male. Yeah.
It's kind of creepy,
isn't it? Isn't it creepy watching 2 old
us hanging out like with 18-year-old dudes? Is like I feel like Jimmy Savile or Seville.
Except it's a hands to ourselves medium. You know, it's not like we're
speak for yourself, buddy. You can't see my hands right now, can you?
Well, they're not touching the third party or any of our audience. I'm quite comfortable. You're not. You know, there's no backstage to a YouTube hangout.
Nah, you know, the rumors about me masturbating on stage during Oxbow shows are greatly overstated. And I think that one guy even said, not only did Eugene do this, not only did I see him ejaculate on the audience, but I've got the video to prove it.
And where's the video?
He never provided the video, but he identified the show, and I remember the show, and I can safely say I did not ejaculate on that audience in Lyon, France.
That is very reassuring.
So when I run for political office, this will be a moment we look back on, and I said, I did not masturbate on that audience.
Not one time, not ever?
Not one time, not ever.
Wow. Does it depend what
And I ejaculate on an audience.
Let's see. Does it depend on what your definition of is?
You got that right.
Well, I always knew you were a big fan of yourself, so I'm glad to hear that you're a really big fan of yourself. And
that I care about public office, public service, that I care that much about America, to
Man.
give of myself.
This guy would never take an unannounced vacation to hike the Appalachian Trail, ladies and gentlemen.
Sanford, Mark Sanford. Where is he now?
He's not in office currently. Although one of his ex-speechwriters posted an article recently about writing for him that was genius. Yeah, so, you know, apparently.
And he got dumped by his lady love. That much.
Both of them. Yeah. Both of his lady loves.
Yeah. That often happens, man. I mean, I used to have.
When you're hot, you're hot. And when you're not, you're not.
I had 5 girlfriends at the same time once, and I refused to lie to anybody. And
wow.
It was like, I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I went 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yep. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. I too once had some balls in the air, and they all fell out of my hands at the same time.
Balls in the air. Funny, you should use that. We talk about men's rooms and shaving, and you say balls and Brokeback Mountain, and you just said balls in the air. That's funny.
And I said it's a choice, and I choose ladies. You know, I'm not man enough to be gay.
I'm
not man enough to be gay. I can admit it. I am not man enough to be gay. I like to be taken care of when I'm sick, and I'm shitty at taking care of other people. Like if I was responsible for the sandwiches, it would be one shitty picnic. I can tell you. So, you know,
you're one of those guys like the refrigerator's over there.
No, I'm not that bad. I'm like, hey, how can I help? And then I'm told what to carry to the car, and carry it out to the picnic site. And you know, it's a reasonably good picnic. Sometimes I say, hey, did you bring? The taco bars?
Right. Hey, I got a question for you. Can I throw this fucking thing out now? Or are you guys gonna try to charge me for it?
I'm not gonna charge you for it. We paid for it. It didn't work. You know, it's. All right. It's already been written off as an expense.
All right, I'm tired of carrying it around. So.
Yeah, I threw mine away because it quit working too. So, and the new cameras on the laptops, it's all about the bandwidth, Eugene. It's all about the connection.
And like the Benjamins. And the Benjamins.
What Benjamins? We pay in Hamiltons. Come on.
Yeah. Speaking of which.
Are you what? Did Dallas not pay?
Dallas doesn't work for us anymore.
I know, but he's still paying. This is the last month in which he's still paid, so he should have paid.
Yeah, he paid one time. I don't know. I can't. I'm bad.
Well, let me know because he's supposed to have paid. He was late with some guys. He was on time with other guys.
No, I think he was on time with me, but you got to pay me often.
I see. Well, anyway, yeah. So next month you're switching to the all SBN, but nobody cares about this. We don't need to be talking business. It's for the audience, Eugene.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right.
Stay on the A-check pay. All right.
Okay. Yes.
If you like this sort of foolishness, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to YouTube on the MMA. Subscribe to MMANation.com on YouTube.
Thumbs up.
Eugene's thumbs up, and those are 2 shaved. Not the
yeah, right.
I didn't need that picture in my head, Eugene.
And now you got it.
Yeah.
Welcome to Wednesday, baby.
Yes. No, the Finnish girl going to the hip hop show to pick up black teenagers, though. I mean,
hey, it was a movie. It wasn't a hip hop show.
It was
we were like the only people in the theater.
I see. So but what if there had been other guys in the theater? How would she have picked?
She picked the most handsome one.
Ah, of course she did, Eugene. The smallest, only, most vulnerable one. Once you put up and you were tall, then she was stuck with you. But
no, this story had a great ending, right? Because she went out with me, and then at a certain point, like the thing wasn't working out, so she's like dumping me, right? And she's like telling me, like, you're not the real black guy, like you talk cool, for her accent, like the hip hop guys. That was it. So we broke up.
Did you try putting your baseball cap on backwards or anything?
Nah, I wouldn't do any of that stuff, So no code switching for me. So then at one point she calls me. She calls me from a payphone downtown San Francisco. Apparently she's got herself a hip hop boyfriend who she pissed off as they were driving across the Bay Bridge. He goes, "Get the fuck out. He throws her out of the car on the bridge.
Now, that's a hip hop experience.
and listen, the Bay Bridge is not a pedestrian bridge, man. It's super fucking dangerous. He puts her out of the car and she has to walk off the bridge. He's calling me crying from my payphone, and I was appropriately sympathetic.
I bet you were.
By which I mean, not at all. I was like, tell me that part again when Billy put you out on the bridge.
Well, she wanted the full tourist experience.
She got it, courtesy of Billy.
All right. It reminds me of Anita Pallenberg in Jamaica, but we'll go into that story another time. So, where was it? Oh, subscribe to MMA Nation on iTunes, and you can get all the podcasts when Connor updates it, when he bothers to update it. But this week, he's promised me he'll be on time.
Conor McGregor.
Not Conor McGregor. Conor Grubish with a U.
I got it. That's my meme, though.
Conor McGregor is your meme.
For Conor Rubish. Don't you get it? I don't know.
Keep working on it. Keep working on it. All right. And follow us on Twitter at KidNate, at Eugene S. Robinson. You can get into all kinds of Eugene Robinsons, some of which are more entertaining than others, but none of them are our own.
I got my Billy Bob Thornton story up today on Ozzy.
I shared it on Facebook. Billy Bob now knows he can't trust you with his secrets. So,
well, I didn't put him on Front Street for the sex stories.
Hey, you held something back, so he can keep those cash payments coming.
For the memoir.
I see, for the memoir. All right. And what else do I need? Read us on read me on bloodyelbow.com. You can read Eugene at Aussie.com, sometimes at Vice's Fightland, and you can read his stellar memoir of fighting. Not really. Is it a memoir? What would you call it? It's kind of
I call it a philosophical monograph of the interpersonal nature of combat.
I see, because it's definitely all about you and some other guys that you met.
Some other guys. Yeah.
Fight, everything you always want to know about ass kicking, but we're afraid to get your ass kicked for asking. See, no problem. And
so you can read.
Yes, I can read, and I can sometimes remember things.
Oh, so you didn't just read that off the screen?
I'm not reading it off the screen. I don't want to read that off the screen. Somebody said I can see you. Oh fuck! And when they said they caught me looking at my screen, what I was actually doing was monetizing the video, which I forgot to do this time, and so all these 29 people got to watch it with no ads for free. And we lost out. So I'm docking your pay for that one, Eugene.
Docking my pay.
Docking your pay. Docking your pay.
Docking. Saw them live.
Did you really? I saw them live too.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Did you? They were okay. No, docking.
I enjoyed it because my mind wasn't right at the time, I think.
I see, because you were. What year was it?
I think they were opening for Dio, and that's why I saw them, and I was super geeked to see Dio.
Dio was badass, I gotta say. Yeah. Dio was badass. I saw him with Sabbath. I saw him solo, and then I saw him in the 90s in the heat of the afternoon on 6th Street in Austin, and it was one of the saddest things I've ever seen. You could really tell. Why was it sad? Because nobody was there to see him. It was some sort of South by Southwest fiasco, and you could tell he was 5'2" and ancient. And the sound system wasn't working, and he's standing on asphalt screaming at the top of his lungs, and the power went out mid-show, and it was just sad because I'm
Eskimo Brothers with Dio.
Eskimo Brothers with Dio.
How do you like that? That's disturbing.
That is disturbing, man. How old was he? I
can't talk about it. Let's end the show.
How old was she?
I'm not talking about it.
Oh, now, and I even didn't don a Shalala, and this is the repayment I get. Hold me back.
We'll talk about it next show. You bring it up, I'll tell you. I got to go now, though.
All right. Adios. Thanks for the show. Adios, MMA aficionados. We'll see you next time.
All right, man. Later.